All right, welcome back. I'm going to talk about lessons learned when I was raising my kids. There was a lot of lessons I learned. For one thing, I was not a very patient person to begin with. I wanted everything now. I wanted everything done now. I wanted to get everything done. I could not leave work undone. I needed to stay as late as it took to get everything done. I just could not handle things that were undone. And when I had kids, wow, there were so many things that got left undone. I mean, eventually they got done, but I couldn't get everything done that I wanted to get done as quick as I wanted to get it done anymore because children took my time, they took my money, they took so much of me that I had to leave things undone. And that's one thing that I learned right off the bat. It's okay to leave things undone. I mean, no one else was going to pick up the slack, so it would still be there when I got back. So it's okay to leave things undone. And it's okay if your house isn't sparkling clean either. If you have laundry, that kind of piles up, so it's nice to get that done. If you have dishes, those kind of pile up, so it's nice to get that done. But some of the other things, you can let go for longer than you think if you're busy. Now, I'm not as busy as I used to be, and so I have more time to take care of things that need to be done. Do I do that? Sometimes. It's so much more fun to do other things than clean your house. But the whole thing is that there are things, not just cleaning your house, but other things that you can let go when things are too busy. And it's okay to let them go because they'll just be waiting for you when you get back. So that's one thing I learned is it's okay to let things sit, let things go, let things wait. Your children grow so fast. I mean, they grow up so fast that one minute they're babies and the next minute you're watching them walk across the stage at their college graduation. It is shockingly fast. And I think that's one thing that I really didn't realize when they were little because you see them every day. You don't see the changes in them where someone who hasn't seen them in 5 years is like, oh my gosh, you've grown up so much. It's like us as we get older. We think we look the same and that we don't look as old as everyone we haven't seen in a while because we haven't changed in our own mind. Yeah, we've gotten older, but not like our friends. Oh my gosh, they look so old. Well, it's because we haven't seen them in 5 or 10 years or even 2 years. So of course they do. There's a marked difference. With our children, it's the same way. We see them every day. So there's no this huge marked difference. We know they're growing up. We know they're getting older. We know they're growing out of their clothes because we're replacing them constantly, especially shoes. But we don't see the change in them so fast like other people do when they haven't seen them for a while. And so we kind of forget that they're growing up, that they're changing, that they are no longer the person they were. They are getting to be more the person they're going to be. And I think that's where I wish I had taken more time. I wish I'd taken more time to realize that they were growing up so fast. And it's hard because when they're growing up, you're growing older. And so you miss those. You kind of you don't put those together. I'm getting older, they're getting older. And you kind of forget to take those moments and save them and enjoy them and realize that this is a very short time in your life, very short time. And so I wish if I could go back, I think I would take more time to realize that they were changing so fast. And I mean, I had a great life. I can't say it was horrible. No, I'm sure my children probably will tell you there were a lot of failings. But I think part of that thing is that you're human. You're going to make mistakes. They're going to make mistakes. There's just no way to get around that. None of us are perfect, and none of us ever will be perfect. So just realize your children are growing up fast, whether you see it or not. And sometimes you realize it when you replace their shoes for the third time in 6 months, or you replace their clothes, their pants that they've grown out of every month for the last 3 months, 4 months, 5 months, 6 months. But otherwise, you don't always realize it. And then one day, it's their senior year in high school, and they're going to go out on their own. And you're like, what? No, that can't happen. And so I think a big lesson I learned along with that is to take the time and just be more present in the moment is communication. Communication is so important when your children are at any age and your spouse, and just talking to them, opening that dialogue where they can feel comfortable talking to you, that they know that whatever they tell you, you're not going to judge them to like, oh my gosh. You might in your head go, oh my gosh, But your face is not going to do that. Your face is going to be, I love you, I accept you. And yeah, you screwed up, but that's okay. It can be fixed, it can be repaired. We can somehow, it's going to be okay. They need to know that you have their back. They need to know if they need anything, you're the person they can contact. The few times my mom used to do this, she goes, if you go somewhere and you decide you're uncomfortable and you don't want to stay there, you can just tell your friends that my mom said I have to be home. Whether it's true or not, just tell them your mom said you have to be home, and off you go. I told my kids to too. I said, if you're ever in an uncomfortable situation and you want to leave, but you don't feel that you can, just tell them my mom said I have to go. My mom's gonna be really upset if I don't go. I better go because I have to live with her, not with you. And so I think that communication is really hard, or is really important, and it is hard too at times. Like I said, my kids like to talk when they got home from a late night activity, and I wish I'd stayed up more. I wish I'd talked longer. There's all these regrets and mistakes that we make in our lives that we wish we could go back and fix, but we can't. We can only go forward. But communication, extremely important in any part of your life. And another thing is the fact that they need to know that they can never do anything that will change the way you feel about them. That you have an unconditional love for them, and that they can tell you anything and they can do anything and you're still going to love them. Now, there are some things that parents are like, oh, I would never, if my child did that, I could never, ever, I would throw them out. I would, disown them. I couldn't. And I'm like, no, you love these guys. They're your babies. And there's nothing they can do that will make you love them less. It may upset you. You may be wondering where you failed, but there's nothing that they can do that you will love them less. You will love them no matter what happens, no matter who they are, because you love them unconditionally. Think about your dog. Think about how your dog loves you. You could leave him out all night by accident. He's not going to feel that he's not going to love you any less because he has unconditional love for you. And that's what you need to have for your children. They need to know that no matter what happens, you have their back, you love them, and you will do whatever is in your power to make sure that they're okay. And I think as they grow up, they make more mistakes. Of course, we all make more mistakes as we grow up and learn and change. And you need to be there to help them with those mistakes if they need your help, if they ask for your help. There's sometimes that they're just going to tell you about things and they don't want you to solve their problems. They just want you to listen. And you need to know the difference. And that's a tough thing to know. It's a tough line to walk. Do they want my advice? Do they just want me to listen? Sometimes I've actually said to them, do you want my advice or you just want me to listen? And they've come up with both answers. I want your advice. I just want you to listen. And in the advice section, I know there's a few times where I've said, I want your advice. And I'm like, well, what do you think you should do? Well, and they can solve their problems 85% of the time better than you can because they know the whole situation. And then there's other times that they're going to say, I don't know. That's why I asked you. I really need your help. I need you to suggest something. And then, like I said before, there's a time that they just want you to listen. They want you to laugh with them. They want you to cry with them. They just want you to be there in that moment when they need someone to listen and to understand and to actually hear what they're saying. So teenagers are interesting. They will rip your heart out and jump on it. And other times they will make you think, it's the best time of my life, the best time. I'm so glad I didn't miss this. So it's kind of a roller coaster up and down because their emotions are very roller coaster like, and you kind of go right along with them. But I wouldn't give it up. 5 teenagers, yeah, it's tough. It was tough. But even with the mistakes I made and the mistakes they made and the crazy amounts of money it cost us, some of the, destroyed things, the car that the door got ripped off when it was open and they pulled out of the garage, things that I will remember forever and I'll laugh about. And I laugh about once there's a little bit more space between them. Because, what is it? I think Shakespeare, someone said, time can turn tragedy into comedy. And it is true. It is true. So many things that happen, which were in the moment. I can't believe you did that. I can't believe this happened. Later, they become something you laugh about and something you're like, wow, why did it seem such a big deal at the moment? But at the moment, it seemed like a big deal. And especially when things cost a lot of money. One of my kids said, I said, don't shoot that BB gun in the house. He goes, oh, it's broken. And he shot it right at the big plate glass window, this huge window, and broke it. And I was like, what did I just say? So believe me, there will be times that you will wonder if you're losing your mind or if they're losing their minds. But stick with it. Know that everything comes to an end, the good things and the bad things, and that they will grow up and that you will miss them terribly, but not necessarily that you want to go back. So tell me about what happened in your life. Tell me about things that are mistakes and things you did that were right and things that your children shocked you with, or shocked you in a good way, shocked you in a bad way. Let me know how things are going for you. I am interested. And if I can help you with anything, please let me know. But thanks so much for stopping by. Remember to subscribe and like this video. Thanks.